trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Also, trackies, the third and final day, day 3 of the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships. And yeah, we're going to kick things off with the men because, as I said, they separate them. They start with the men, and of course, the women come up later on in the evening. So I'll have those results later on. But I'm going to kick things off with the latest updates for our men. Now I'm going to start with the men's high jump. And of course, going in, I did talk about Romain Beckford, our Jamaican, being the favorite trackies in this men's high jump. And of course, he did not disappoint. He walks away with a fabulous win, jumping 2.27 meters to equal his personal best, of course, equal the collegiate lead that he holds, and of course, set a facility record. So wonderful jumping by Romain Beckford. He also took this opportunity to try to go up to 2.35 meters. However, once he got there, he retired, it seems. So he's like, okay, you know what? Let's save it for outdoors and let's see what we can get when we go out there. But again, still proud of Romain Beckford walking away with another indoor championships. And of course, track is he wasn't the only Jamaican. So yeah, lest I forget the other Jamaicans participating. Want to give a shout out to Zane Polimino, and he was fifth in this men's high jump, and he jumped 2.18 meters. So track is I'm trying to cover the Jamaicans that I didn't even realize were Jamaican. So Zane is a Jamaican and he placed fifth as well. So we had two Jamaicans here and they performed well in the men's high jump. Now moving on over to the men's 800 meters trackies. And again, Rivaldo Marshall has definitely turned up at this NCAA Division 1 Indoor Championships and said, hey, I'm here to win. And he definitely did that because he walked away with a win, winning his first indoor title trackies, running 1 minute 46.96 seconds. He was a man on a mission and he turned up. And yeah, a fantastic run, walking away with a Jamaican win. Wow, trackies. Again, I keep telling you that we're breaking ground in the men's 800 meters. When I think about the landscape of just distance running in America, you don't see Jamaicans really figuring in these events, whether it's indoors or outdoors. So for me personally, it's fantastic seeing Rivaldo Marshall come out and win this championship trackies. And he was the only Jamaican there. We also had Therese Roden. He was fifth. He ran 1 minute 47.79 seconds. And, I have to shout out to Handel Roban again. He's our Caribbean brother, used to go to Jamaica College. So, yeah, I have to give him a shout out. He was seventh in this race and he ran 1 minute 48.16 seconds. So, track is moving on over from the men's 800 meters. I'm going to jump straight into the women's trackies because this one is interesting. Though, the women's events come up later on in the evening, they did do the women's high jump the same time as the men's high jump. And of course, we had Lamara Distin going into this one as the hot favorite, jumping a collegiate record of 2 meters. However, track is in this event, she was upset by Rachel Glenn jumping the same collegiate record, 2 meters, to walk away with the win. So fantastic jumping from Rachel Glenn, and Lamar Distin jumps 1.97 meters. Now, as it relates to, this trading of wins track is I don't believe any athlete is infallible. But what I like when I see Lamar Distin jumping is the fact that she looks like she's a solid 197-meter jumper indoors. So I would love to see what this is going to become when she gets outdoors as well. And what is interesting, or what struck me as interesting, was in her post interview trackies, or the interview leading up to this finals, she did speak about how she is technically over the bars, and she said she's not good at all. So that kind of perked my ear up, and I was like, okay, there's clearly a lot of room for improvement, because if you can already jump 2 meters and you're saying that you struggle, technically over the event, then, there's just so much room for improvement. So I can't wait to see when she brushes things up to see what she'll be able to eventually get to outdoors. But of course, I'm excited for her talent. She didn't win this time. That's how, the ball rolled this time around. Nothing to really falter over. Let's see what we get when we get outdoors, because again, I'm also looking for a personal best from her outdoors. This is indoors. You typically go further or higher outdoors. So let us see what happens with Lamar Distin once she gets there. We also had Rochelle Clayton here as well, and she finished sixth, and she jumped 1 meter or 1.88 meters trackies. So yeah, we had two Jamaicans here, one finishing second and one finishing sixth. So yeah, Jamaica's field events are looking really, really good. Now jumping back over to the men events trackies, we're taking on the men's shot put, and we had a great performance here as well. Roger Stoner coming out and throwing a massive personal best, 20.48 meters, to walk away with second place trackies in this men's shot put final. Now trackies again going in, to compete, he would definitely had to have been throwing a personal best, and he did just that. And he walked out with second place. So big congratulations again to Roger Stoner on this performance in the finals. Now we did have three additional Jamaicans as well, right? So four whole entrants entered this event. Now in ninth place, Courtney Lawrence finished throwing 18.94 meters. Then we had Kai Chang in 10th place. He threw 18.78 meters. And we had Ryan Barrett. He finished 16th. He threw 17.98 meters. So that is pretty much what happened in the men's shot put. Now moving on over to the men's 400 meters. Now, of course, everybody wanted to know if Christopher Morales Williams would have been able to run another world record, but it seems as though he didn't have the turnover as mentioned previously in this particular race. Even though he walked away with the win, it was not as fast. 44.67 seconds, though, track is still very fast, in my opinion, right? And that was a facility record for him. Now, our Jamaicans in this race, we had two. We had Javon Powell. He finished fourth. He ran 45.59 seconds. And Shamar Uta finished sixth. He ran 45.94 seconds. Again, trackies, when it comes to indoor running, it's hard to really gauge your running in terms of making sure you save your best performance for last, because everything is done on times. You don't really want to leave anything to chance. So sometimes you will see faster times in the heats than you will see in the finals. But come outdoor trackies, I do not foresee such things happening. So let us see what will happen when they get outdoors. But of course, I'm excited for Javon Powell and Shamar Uta's future in the 400 meters. Now, trackies, moving on over to the men's 60 meters. Travis Williams was here and he lined up. He had one of the fastest times going into this championship trackies. However, what I noticed yesterday after the race was that he seemed to be carrying an injury, right? His leg was strapped and he was, visibly limping right after the race. So that was definitely not a good sign for him heading into this race. But guess what? He knew it was a championship. He turned up and he performed well. He finished fifth in this race trackies, running 6.64 seconds. And again, after the race, you could clearly see how much discomfort he was in. But I'm proud of him turning up, trackies and running his race and placing, fifth overall. Love to see what will happen when he gets back 100%, when he gets outdoors for the men's 100 meters, because trackies, after this, let me tell you something, it's outdoors we go. I've been dying for the outdoors, right? Now I'm going to jump over to the last event that I want to touch on in this video. And this is the last event that has been completed to this point, and that is the men's 60-meter hurdles. Now we had Jaheim Hills line up here. Now, as it stands right now, I'm seeing a protest on it, so I'm not really sure why they're protesting the event. But so far, Jaheim Hills finished sixth, and he ran a time of 7.73 seconds to walk away with that spot. So, trackies, great performances, I believe, overall for our Jamaican men at this NCAA Division 1 Indoor Track and Field Championships. They definitely turned up and definitely performed, much better than, in my opinion, what the females have done so far. Have to say the men have definitely stuck to their guns and delivered. Usually it's the women carrying, everybody on their backs. But this time around, the men are like, okay, let's lead, let's lead. So it's great seeing them perform well. And it just bodes well for Jamaica's future in track and field. As I said, I never question the women in terms of their performances, because even when we, slip a little bit, I know that they'll still come good at the end of the day. When it comes to our men, it has taken a bit for them to get back up to this point, but I'm grateful seeing the performances. Anyway, track is sound off in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.